That was funny. Threats to accounting information systems, natural and political disasters, software errors, and equipment malfunctions, unintentional acts, intentional acts. Oh my goodness. Wait, no. Dang it. Oh my goodness. Threats. We have natural and political disasters, fire or excessive heat, floods, earthquakes, landslides, hurricanes, tornadoes, blizzards, snowstorms, and freezing rain, war and attacks by terrorists, software errors and equipment malfunctions, hardware or software failure, software errors or bugs, operating system crashes, power outages and fluctuations, undetected data transmission errors, unintentional acts, accidents caused by human carelessness, failure to follow established procedures, and poorly trained or supervised personnel, innocent errors or omissions. Lost, erroneous, or destroyed, or misplaced data, logic errors, systems that do not meet company needs or cannot handle intended tasks. Intentional acts, sabotage, misrepresentation, false use, or unauthorized disclosure of data. Misappropriation of assets, financial statement fraud, corruption, computer fraud, attacks, social engineering, malware, etc. You know, sucks. I don't think there's any within the chapter. Quizzes. I would take okay. Fraud. Any means a person uses to gain an unfair advantage over another person includes fraud is a white-collar crime. A false statement, representation, or disclosure, a material fact. What? A material fact which induces a victim to act. An intent to deceive. Victim relied on the misrepresentation. Injury or loss was suffered by the victim. Fraud is a white crime. You sniffed. Two categories of fraud. Misappropriation of assets and fraudulent financial reporting. Misappropriation of assets, theft of company assets, which can include physical assets, e.g. cash, inventory, and digital assets, customer data. Fraudulent financial reporting, cooking the books, booking fictitious revenue, overstating assets. Auditor's responsibility. Auditor's responsibility. Understand fraud. Discuss the risks of material discuss the risks of material fraudulent misstatements, obtain information, identify, assess, and respond to risks, evaluate the results of their audit tests, document and communicate findings. Conditions for fraud. These three conditions must be present. Pressure, opportunity, and rationalizes. There's pressure. Oh my God. Introduction to fraud. pressure, living beyond one's own means, high personal debt, expenses, inadequate salary income, poor credit ratings, heavy financial losses, bad investments, tax avoidance, unreasonable quotas, goals, emotional, excessive greed, ego, pride, ambition, performance not recognized. Job dissatisfaction, fear of losing job, need for power or control, overt, deliberate nonconformity, inability to abide by or respect rules, challenge of beating the system, envy or resentment against others, need to win financial one-upmanship competition, coercion by bosses, top management. Life's well, gambling habit, drug or alcohol addiction. Really, family peer pressure. Pressures. What the? Wait, that's the pressures that lead to employee fraud. Cool. Management characteristics, industry conditions, financial. Management characteristics. Questionable management ethics, management style, and track record. Unduly aggressive earnings forecasts. Performance standards, accounting methods, or incentive programs. Significant incentive compensation. Based on achieving unduly aggressive goals. Management actions or transactions with no clear business justification. Oversensitivity to the effects of alternative accounting treatments on earnings per share, strained relationship with past auditors, failure to correct errors on a timely basis, leading to even greater problems, high management employee turnover, unusual odd related party relationships. Industry conditions, declining industry or technology changes leading to declining demand or product obsolescence. New regulatory requirements that impair financial stability or profitability, significant competition or market saturation with declining margins. Significant tax changes or adjustments, financial, intense pressure to meet or exceed earnings expectations, significant cash flow problems, unusual difficulty collecting receivables, paying payables, heavy losses, high or diversified risk, high dependence on debt or unduly restricted debt covenants, heavy dependence on new or unproven product lines. Severe inventory obsolescence. or excessive inventory buildup, economic conditions, inflation, recession, litigation, especially management versus shareholders, impending business failure or bankruptcy, problems with regulatory agencies. Problems with regulatory agencies, high vulnerability to rising interest rates, poor or deteriorating financial position, unusually rapid growth or profitability compared to companies in the same industry. Significant estimates involving highly subjective judgments or uncertainty. Opportunities permitting. I don't feel like reading all this stuff. Employee and financial statement fraud. Internal control factors. Failure to enforce, monitor. Internal control. Management's failure to be involved in the internal control system. Management override of controls, managerial carelessness, inattention to details, dominant and unchallenged management, ineffective oversight by board of directors, no effective internal auditing staff, infrequent third-party reviews, insufficient separation of authorizations. Insufficient separation of authorization, custody, and record-keeping duties, too much trust in key employees, inadequate supervision, unclear lines of authority, lack of proper authorization procedures. Oh no. Oh. How did that even fall? Lack of proper authorization procedures, no independent checks on performing, inadequate documents and records, inadequate system for safeguarding assets, no physical or logical security system, no audit trails, failure to conduct background checks, no policy of annual vacations, rotation of duties, large, unusual, or complex transactions, numerous adjusting entries at year-end. Related party transactions, accounting department that is understaffed, overworked, incompetent personnel, rapid turnover of key employees, lengthy tenure in a key job, overly complex organizational structure, no code of conduct, conflict of interest statement, or definition of unacceptable behavior, frequent changes in auditors, legal counsel. Operating on a crisis basis, close association with suppliers, customers, as assets highly susceptible to misappropriation, questionable accounting practices, pushing accounting principles to the limit, unclear company policies and procedures, failing to teach and stress corporate honesty. Failure to prosecute dishonest employees, low employee morale and loyalty, rationalization. I am only borrowing it, and I will repay my loan. You would understand if you knew how badly I needed it. What I did was not that serious. It was for a good cause. In my very important position of trust, I am above the rules. Everyone else is doing it. No one will ever know. The company owes it to me. I am taking no more than is rightfully mine. Pressure. There's employee financial pressure, lifestyle pressure, emotional pressure, financial statement fraud, financial pressure, management pressure, industry conditions pressure, opportunities to commit, conceal, convert to personal gain, rationalize, justify behavior, attitude that rules don't apply, lack personal integrity. Computer fraud. If a computer is used to commit fraud, it is called computer fraud. Computer fraud is classified as input, processor, computer instruction, data, output. Preventing and detecting fraud will make fraud less likely to occur. Organizational. Create a culture of integrity. Adopt a structure that minimizes fraud. Create governance board of directors. Assign authority for business objectives. You sniffed. Assign authority for business objectives and hold them accountable for achieving those objectives. Effective supervision and monitoring of employees. Communicate policies. Systems. Develop security policies to guide and design specific control procedures. Implement change management controls and project development acquisition controls. To make it difficult to commit. Develop strong internal controls. Segregate accounting functions. Use properly designed forms. Require independent checks and reconciliations of data. Systems. Restrict access. System authentication. Implement computer controls. Implement computer controls over input, processing, storage, and output of data. Use encryption. Fix software bugs and update systems. Fix software bugs and update systems regularly. Fix software bugs and update systems. Destroy hard drives when disposing of computers. Improve detection. Assess fraud risk. External and internal audits. Fraud hotline systems. Audit trail of transactions through the system. Install fraud detection software. Monitor system activities, user and error logs, intrusion detection, reduced fraud losses, insurance, business continuity and disaster, business continuity and disaster recovery plan. Store backup copies of program and data files in secure off-site location. Monitor system activity. You sniffed. Using data analytics to prevent and detect fraud. There are many data analytics techniques to detect fraud. Outlier detection, anomaly detection using trends and patterns, regression analysis, semantic modeling, and Benford's law. Accounting information. Oh my God. Wow. So you sniffed. Why is control needed? Any potential adverse occurrence or unwanted event that could be injurious to either the accounting information system or the organization is referred to as a threat or an event. The potential dollar loss should a particular threat become a reality is referred to as the exposure or impact of the threat. The probability that the threat will happen is the likelihood associated with the threat. The primary objective of an accounting information system is to control the organization so the organization can achieve its objectives. Management expects accountants to take a proactive approach to eliminating system threats, detect, correct, and recover from threats when they occur. The expected loss equals the impact times the likelihood. The expected loss. The value is the difference between the expected loss with and without the control procedure. Oh my goodness. And if the take a proactive approach to eliminating system threats, detect, correct, and recover from threats when they occur. Internal controls, processes implemented to provide assurance that the following objectives are achieved. Safeguard assets, maintain sufficient records, provide accurate and reliable information, prepare financial reports according to established criteria, promote and improve operational efficiency, encourage adherence with management policies, comply with laws and regulations. Functions of internal controls. Preventative controls deter problems from occurring. Detective controls discover problems that are not prevented. Corrective controls identify and correct problems. Correct and recover from the problem. Foreign Corrupt Practices Act and Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Foreign Corrupt Practices Act and Sarbanes-Oxley Foreign Corrupt Practices Act is legislation passed 1977 to prevent companies from bribing foreign officials to obtain business. Requires all publicly owned corporations to maintain a system of internal accounting controls. Sarbanes-Oxley Act is legislation passed 2002 that applies to publicly held companies and their auditors to prevent financial statement fraud. To publicly held companies. Prevent financial statement fraud. Make financial reports transparent. Protect investors. Strengthen internal controls. Punish executives who perpetrate fraud. Control frameworks. COBIT. Framework for IT control. COSO. Framework for enterprise internal controls. The framework for enterprise and control-based approach, COSO ERM, expands taking a risk-based approach. COBIT. Current version is COBIT 2019. Based on the following principles: meeting stakeholder needs, covering the enterprise end to end, applying a single integrated framework, enabling a holistic approach, separating governance from management. Oh, yeah. Current framework. Governance objectives: evaluate, direct, and monitor. Evaluate strategic options. Direct the chosen options and monitor strategy achieved. Align, plan, and organize. Align, plan, and organized organization strategy and supporting activities. What are these stupid things? Control objectives for information and related technology. Oh my god. Coastal. 5 components of coastal. Control environment, risk assessment, control activities, information and communication monitoring. management's philosophy, operating style and risk appetite, commitment to integrity, ethical values and competence, internal control, oversight by board of directors, organizing structure, methods of assigning authority, responsibility. Likelihood, probability that the event will occur, impact, estimate potential loss if event occurs, types of risk, inherent, risk that exists before plans are made to control it, residual, risk that is left over after you control it. Risk response, reduce, implement effective internal control, accepts, do nothing, accepts likelihood and impact of risk, share, buy insurance, outsource or hedge, avoid, do not engage in the activity, control activity. Proper authorization of transactions and activity, segregation of duties, project project development and acquisition controls, change management controls, design and use of documents and records, safeguarding assets, records, and data, independent checks on performance, separation duties. There is a thingamajudge. The separation of custodial and recording functions prevents employees from falsifying records in order to conceal theft of assets entrusted to them. The separation of custodial and authorization functions presents authorization of a fictitious or inaccurate transaction as a means of concealing asset theft. The separation of recording and authorization functions prevents an employee from falsifying records to cover up an inaccurate or false transaction that was inappropriately authorized. Falsifying records to conceal theft of assets entrusted to them. Falsifying records to cover up an inaccurate or false transaction that was inappropriately authorized. Authorization and custodian. Authorization of a fictitious or inaccurate transaction that is a means of concealing asset. Custodial functions, handling cash, handling inventories, tools, or fixed assets, writing checks. receiving checks in the mail, recording functions, preparing source documents, or entering data online. Sourcing or entering data online. Maintaining journals, ledgers, files, databases. That was funny. Preparing reconciliations. Are you kidding me? I thought preparing reconciliations was an authorization function. According to this, it says preparing reconciliations is a recording function. Preparing performance reports. Authorization of transactions or decisions. Well, according to this, it says preparing reconciliations is recording. Well, I guess it's recording. So then what the heck was that one assignment where we considered that to be authorization? Oh. There are 3 principles that apply to the information and communication process. Obtain or generate relevant, high-quality information to support internal control. Internally communicate the information, including objectives and responsibilities necessary to support the other components of internal control. Communicate relevant internal control matters to external parties. Monitoring. Perform internal control evaluations, e.g. internal audit. Implement effective supervision. Use responsibility accounting. Systems, budgets, monitor system activities. Track purchased software, mobile devices. Conduct periodic audits. External, internal network security. Employ computer security officer. Engage forensic specialists. Install fraud detection software. Implement fraud hotline. How are there 3 more slides after this? That's funny. Basic revenue activities. Sales order entry. Shipping, billing, cash collections. There are threats and controls. The threat of inaccurate or invalid master data. Data processing integrity controls. Restrict access to master data. Review of all changes to master data. Unauthorized disclosure of sensitive information. Access controls. Encryption. Tokenization of customer personal information. Loss or destruction of data. Ow. Loss or destruction of data, backup and disaster recovery procedures, poor performance, managerial reports, sales order entry processing steps. Take the customer order, source document sales order, approve customer credit, check inventory availability, respond to customer inquiries, sales order entry processing threats and controls, incomplete and inaccurate orders, control, data entry edit controls, restrict access to master data to maintain accuracy, invalid orders, signature to authorize sale, uncollectible accounts, credit limits checked, and if sale exceeds limit, specific authorization is needed. Aging of accounts receivable, stockouts, and excess inventory. Perpetual inventory system, RFID or barcode technology, physical inventory counts, sales forecast, and activity reports. Loss of customers is a threat. Shipping process. Pick and pack the order. Source documents, picking ticket. Ship the order. Source documents, packing slip. So those are the shipping documents. Packing slip and bill of lading. I don't even remember what those are. That was funny, 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 that was funny.